Hello there, Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to the I Roll It, I Review It weekend. Singularity is a 2017 sci-fi science fiction movie directed by Michael Rupa. Rupa? I don't have the stuff plugged in, so I'm not. It's something Rupa. It stars John Cusack and Carmen Angazariano. Those are the two you're going to recognize. The rest, not so much. What was I talking about the other day during the Mouse Shop review? Oh, yeah. Crap! This movie is crap. And not only that, it's one of those movies where it's not that long, yet it feels long. Like, it's only 92 minutes long. That's a perfect runtime. But it feels so much longer because it feels like they're stretching things out. And when you try to stretch things out, it makes the movie feel longer. Like, towards the end of the movie, like, all they have to do is launch their ship. Right? Just launch the ship. Push the button. Let's go. Let's end this movie. Wait, stop. Let's have a conversation right now about what happens when we do go. And it's just like, who cares? Push the button, end the movie. Because I'm waiting for this. And then there's just so much. Like, that they just wouldn't end. The plot revolves around a sentient AI called Kronos, created by John Cusack in this version of the film. We'll get to it. Because I read some shit. I was like, why? I caught on early on. I'm like, why is John Cusack only in the scenes with Carmen Angaziano and never showing up with the other people? And then I found out. We'll get to it. So in the future, John Cusack has created Kronos, this AI sentience, to stop wars. And the AI, of course, has decided, well, humans are responsible for wars because we are. So kill all the humans. No more war. You really should have programmed it more. Find a way to stop war that it's not kill all humans. I'm just saying. Yeah. So, during the extinction of the human race, John Cusack and Carmen Sandiego, Carter's father, I would say Jacob Carter, because that's who he is on Stargate SG-1. He's Carter's dad. So John Cusack and Jacob Carter upload their brains into Kronos, and we flash forward 92 years in the future. We're following Andrew Davis, and I don't mean the director of Under Siege. This is a new character. This new person is a character who meets up with a girl named Kalia, and they are off together eventually to find a secret place called Aurora. Typical post-apocalyptic movie, kind of like Cyborg, kind of like Terminator Salvation, more like Terminator Salvation. That's another thing I figured out, because it's like, so we see Andrew Davis in the modern time in 2020 when the bombs drop. And then we see him here after they say it's 92 years, and I went, so he's a robot or a clone? It's sci-fi. They pretty much tell you he's a robot. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're supposed to know he's a robot. All right. No, you're not. Because later, when these guys show up, and by the way, in a post-apocalyptic world where humans are like on their last string, why do we have to fight amongst each other? These guys are trying to attack and assault Kalia, and they have Andrew tied to a tree. He breaks free of his bonds and starts fighting them, but gets slashed across the chest. And Kalia finds that he has wires and stuff, robotics in his body. That's supposed to be the reveal. What's more is I don't think you're supposed to know that Jacob Carter, Carmen Angaziano's character, is also part of the machine, because there's a climactic battle where they like shoot him, and he just sort of rebuilds himself, and like that feels like it's supposed to be another reveal. What is going on? Well, let me tell you what's going on. This movie was actually filmed in 2013 under the title Aurora, and only had Andrew Davis, the actors who played Kalia, a few others, and Jacob Carter as the cast. And they filmed it, they shot it, they shelved it. And in 2017, they brought in John Cusack because they wanted to sell this thing, this crap, and shot new scenes with him and Jacob Carter and added them to the movie. So everything you see with John Cusack in it is an added scene that wasn't supposed to be in the original film. So this scene where he explains that he turned Andrew into a robot wasn't supposed to be in the original film. All the scenes of those two together, of John Cusack, Carmen Angaziano, were not in the original film. In fact, when the robots capture Andrew and Callie and take them to like the center of this Kronos thing, only Carmen Angaziano is there, and John Cusack is not there. That's how you can tell this was added afterwards. Jacob Carter is supposed to be the main villain of this movie, and they added John Cusack to give it some star power to sell the shit. That's all it is. Yes. So it is supposed to be a surprise when he's revealed to be a robot, but they didn't care. They just had a sophisticated robot ally. Like, okay, and then when they reveal he's got the thing, and then they reveal the whole speech, and I'm like, Carmen has this whole speech of why they created him, but you had John Cusack already explain that he created him earlier. So why are we having two? And then, like, genuinely, when they shoot him, it's almost like, oh my god, they got him. It's supposed to be that kind of moment, and then but then it's like reforms, and it's like nice try, and I'm like, so we're not supposed to know that then? No, we're not. And generally, I was done by this point. I'm just like, this was so boring. They're just going places and talking. There's some action scenes, but it's few and far between for a sci-fi movie. And then the ending. So they find what they think is utopia, or utopia though. No, Aurora, but it's abandoned, and so Jacob Carter is like, it was a myth the whole time, never existed. And like, he's so confident, and then they eventually get out of there. They find that there is an Aurora. It's a different planet, and they get in a ship, and you're like, okay, let's go. Now they're standing there, and she goes to push the button, and Andrew goes, wait. I'm like, huh? He's like, what happens to me when I get there? Like, who cares? Figure it out when you get there. Push the button and end this stupid movie. Then they have to have like a 5-minute philosophical conversation about, well, what's going to happen when he gets there, and how are they going to treat him, and is it going to be different? And she's trying to reassure, and I'm like, I don't care. Push the button and end the movie. And even when she pushes the button, the ship slowly starts to go. I'm like, oh my god, just end it. Because the whole thing is supposed to be suspense, because they fired these missiles out. So the missiles are coming up, and they're slowly going up. I'm just like, can we? Huh? Eventually, he goes, hyperdrive engage. He goes, engage. It goes, shoo. I'm like, thank you. And then John Cusack kills Jacob Carter. He's like, you're not real. None of this is real. And I'm like, yeah, we know that. I do wonder what would have happened to him. Would he just have died in the original ending? Would Jacob Carter just have died in the original ending? Like, when they shot him, he'd just be dead and they'd fly off? I don't know. like, yeah, then it's a whole new world. But John Cusack's like, oh, we have the coordinates. We're going to follow you. And he starts sending ships out, and then the movie ends. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They actually thought they could do a sequel to this piece of shit. They actually thought that John Cusack's presence in this movie was enough to be able to make a sequel to this hunk of junk. No. This is like, it's very much the ending, it came out the same year actually, of Independence Day Resurgence. Very much that ending of, we're gonna go get him now. No, you're not. There was no sequel to this. It came out in 2017. It's now 2025. That's 12 years ago. You ain't getting a sequel, bitch. No. This movie's crap. It's not worth your time. It's crap. What the hell? Let's roll one more at least. I don't know if I'm gonna... crap. I gotta do it with this one. Let me plug in the TV quick. Crap. I'll tell you what, it's not as big of crap as the Mousetrap. That was worse. But still crap. Alright. So let's roll for streaming service. Okay? As that loads. Load! Thank you. 5. AMC Plus. Okay. I don't want to do AMC Plus. Let's roll again. 1. Tubi. That's been a while since I've been on Tubi. That works. It's been a while. Tubi. Now we're going to roll for... Jesus Christ. I hate that this controller controls both TV. Okay, let's roll. Professor. Quiet! Chilligan, you're gonna get me in trouble. Let's roll. First of all, let's go to movie. Okay, now let's go to genre. Category, actually. Categories. Alright. 4. I just did sci-fi. We're not doing the same one again. 6. Family. Alright. Family favorites. Family friendly frights. Or just do family favorites. Alright. Let's roll all of these and we'll see. 5, 6, 7, 8. Addams Family 2. Not gonna do it without the sequel. Planet 51. I'm gonna re-roll actually. 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9, 10, 11. What is it? No. I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is it 11? 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I've seen the box trolls. Hey. Not much. I haven't seen the box trolls. I've seen Paranorman. I haven't seen the box trolls. The box trolls. Yay for me. So, what are your thoughts on Singularity? Comment, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.